All right. Welcome back. This is Money Body Goals. My name is Dalton DeCastro.
And I'm Ryan DeCastro.
And if you don't know us by now, I am a personal trainer and coach.
And I'm a wealth coach and certified financial planner.
So this is, episode 7?
Yep.
Holy, we're on a roll.
I know.
We're
crushing it.
We're doing exactly what we said we're going to do. Getting one a week.
Feels good.
And it's almost like clockwork now. It's very routine.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to talk about some of our goals currently and just kind of see where we're at with them. So if you want to take that away, let everybody know how you're doing with your goals.
Yeah, why don't we start with fitness?
Yep.
So for the past 10 weeks, I've been really consistent, kind of in more of a maintenance phase, just focused on putting on some more muscle and just staying disciplined with eating the same amount of protein every day, hitting those numbers. And I have gained probably 5 pounds. So not necessarily, maybe you wouldn't call it a maintenance phase. It might be more like a lean bulk. But that's just because I haven't been 100% strict with my eating. You know, sometimes we're eating out with family or friends. Not often, but even once a week really adds up.
Yeah.
So...
But it's a good way. You're not gaining like excess amount of fat.
Yeah, no, I'd say I'm right where I want to be. I've definitely put on muscle that's been noticeable, so I'm happy with that. And if you want to gain muscle, you're probably going to put on a little bit of fluff. So it just happens. You just have to be comfortable with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm at the point now where I want to start dialing it back a little bit. Still not being 100% strict with my diet, but kind of lowering the calories just a little bit per day and seeing if I can just lean out a little bit more. But then I feel like starting April, it'll be 8 weeks to our trip. We plan on going to Greece in June. So for the 8 weeks leading up to that trip, I do want to take it really seriously and see what kind of results I can get.
Yep.
By the time we leave.
Like a little mini cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's following like a very 80-20 mentality right now, which is good.
Yeah.
Just 80% on, 20% off. And that gives you enough freedom to still enjoy everything and not be too strict on yourself, but still seeing results at the end, which is important. And with all this like extra calories you're getting, it's like good for your workouts. Like you've even said a lot of your workouts lately have been really good. And that's where that extra energy is coming in.
Yeah. Like I'm consistently getting stronger every week, either adding more reps or adding more weight. And I've been following the same program, which helps kind of track the progress, especially when it comes to building strength.
And you got yourself a little bit of a workout partner now.
Yes.
So that makes a big difference.
I'm so happy about that.
So
it's so nice having someone that is planning on meeting me at the gym at 7 a.m. versus me just trying to get there on my own. With my schedule, because I do work from home most days, it is pretty flexible. So that's something that I've always struggled with, is just getting up early and starting that routine early in the morning. When I do have the room to sleep in, it's like a constant battle. But just having someone to work out with and be accountable to, I just feel so much better.
Yeah, helps push you and motivate you. So that's good.
Yeah, and it's fun having someone to talk to throughout your workout.
So you know who you are. Shout out to this individual.
And I'm so excited. So this is someone who's pretty new to the gym, and I'm really excited to see the results that they get over the next few months.
I can foresee great things for them.
Me too.
For my goals, I guess right now, I've also been in a little bit of a maintenance phase. Also, same thing, following at 80-20. I haven't been taking it too seriously in terms of the diet within the last couple months, to be honest. It's been a struggle trying to eat more food, but I'm slowly making my way back into it. But right now, my coach and I have decided that we're going to start pushing hard. So really trying to gain weight right now and get some size, especially before our trip and before I actually have to start prepping to diet hard.
Yeah.
For my competitions.
Because the thing with you is you have such a good metabolism that it's actually harder for you to put on weight if you're not following your meal plan.
Yeah.
You would think it's the opposite. You would think eating whatever you want and not being really disciplined would help you gain weight, but
no,
it doesn't.
I do so much better.
You're not eating enough to put on weight.
Yeah, I do so much better when I'm eating like good, proper foods at like a high volume. It's just that's always been the challenge, is being able to consume that much. But we're working on it, and I think I foresee in the next couple months that I'll be able to put on some good size. So looking forward to that. And other than that, yeah, just goals are really just keeping the clients accountable. They're going to be starting their prep soon for the summer shredding.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that.
DeCastro strong.
DeCastro strong. So shout out to my clients that are going to be competing. You know who you are. We're going to go there and crush it.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really fun year. You got a lot of big things planned. So one step at a time, though. So that's the goals for fitness. What's goals looking like for our finance side?
Yeah, so I've been tracking our spending since January, and we've saved close to 7,000 so far this year, just over January and February. Our savings goal for the year is 30,000, because that's ideally what I want to be able to invest every year to hit $1 million within 6 years. So that's just my target, and so far we're ahead of that goal. So
That's good.
I'm really happy about that. This month might be a different story.
This is an expensive month.
Yes, but just more motivation to catch up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I guess for me, finance goals, let's keep making more money.
Just do what I tell you.
Yep. Listen to the wife. She runs the show.
Yeah. Like, the nice thing with us is we are very money conscious, and we're not spenders. We've always had like a saving mentality.
Yeah.
So we don't have to be super strict with saying, oh, like we can only spend X amount on groceries this month or so and so forth, because we do everything we can to save in every area of our life pretty much.
Yeah.
So that does provide a little bit more flexibility for us to just have the goal of saving as much as we can if we have like a big trip coming up like we do in June, or an overall goal for the year.
Like right now, it's a lot of short-term sacrifice for long-term success.
Yeah.
For us in terms of money. And I would say fitness as well. So that's just the kind of mentality that we've always had. And that's what helps us become successful in what we're doing. So
Yeah.
It works for us. We're not going to stop doing that.
One thing we've done differently this year is we did open a joint account. Yeah.
That's just our dog. Absolutely devouring water mid-podcast.
It's like he gets thirsty just listening to us talk.
What were you saying?
Anyways, so we got married in 2022. So it's been just over 2 years, because that was December of that year.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it took us about 2 years to finally decide to combine our finances into a joint account, just to make it so much easier to pay our bills.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you weren't financially responsible, there's like no way in hell I would combine our, like, what we get paid, combining that into one account.
Yeah.
I would want to keep that separate because I know your spending habits. We built the trust, but it still took me a while to get there.
Yeah, I'm not going to be absurd and buy some really stupid stuff for no reason and blow all my money on anything. I don't really buy anything. I just buy supplements. It's like I buy the exact same things every time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's supplements or like the occasional new gym wear.
And you run a lot of purchases by me first too.
Yeah.
And I promise I'm not controlling. That's just what works for us.
Yeah, it actually doesn't bother me. I'd rather it be that way because, like, of course, if there's something that I know I can make a decision on without having to run you by it,
Yeah.
like, that's fine. But there's not that many times I ever have to do that. Like, if it's like, oh, going out with the boys to get lunch or something, I'm not gonna ever text Ryan, like, is it okay?
Yeah.
You buy, like, that's not the situation we're in. It's more like, let's say I wanted to buy.
It's more like, oh, like there's a new air fryer that we want to get, or that you want to get. Like, is it okay?
Yeah, does it make sense to get it?
Like, is that something we need?
Yeah,
right?
Usually that's what I ask you is like, what do we need this or do we not need this?
Yeah.
Like, whenever I go to the grocery store, I'll call her at least 50,000 times. Just be like, hey, I just saw this thing. Like, you think we need this? Are you good with this? She's like, no, you're good. We got butter already. Like things like that. But like if it's like the latest iPhone and I'm planning on purchasing it, usually I run it by you. Not asking you for permission, but just like letting you know, hey, I'm about to make this purchase.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, does this make sense for us to do right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, with everything else going on.
But on top of that, we also have our own money.
Yeah.
So we have our combined finances.
We basically have a joint account that pays off our credit cards and our bills for the house.
Yeah.
But we still have separate savings.
Yeah. Want to talk to them about the trip?
Yeah, so with the Greece trip coming up, I've never really had to like thoroughly plan a trip out before like I have for this one. So shout out to anyone that you travel with that takes care of like planning the itinerary and making sure everything's booked and just sharing the spreadsheet with you. Like they deserve so much credit for that, because I am a planner when it comes to, taking care of our personal finances and for my job. But that's just not something I want to do if we're trying to plan a vacation.
Yeah. Well, she was stressed. She was stressing. But you did a good job and you got it all done.
But I'm also the type of person who needs to research everything when it comes to booking a car rental or booking a hotel or Airbnb. Like, I do so much research to make sure, like, okay, it has good ratings, it's a good price, it's in a good location is a big thing. Like, thank God for ChatGPT to, first of all, give you a suggested itinerary, but also tell you, like, where the popular spots of the island are. And if you want a more relaxed stay, you should stay in this area. If you want more of, like, an upscale vibe, or if you want, like, more of a party vibe. So it's so useful for that. I don't know what people did before using ChatGPT.
Yeah, GPT has
I can't even imagine. It'd be so hit or miss.
because even when I was looking at your prompts that you had for it and everything it was giving you, like, it was giving you really good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It even broke down like something to do for certain costs too,
Yeah.
like activities.
Yeah, it's been really good for that. And it was even cool because the one area we're going to called Kalamata is where my family is from. So I've been there multiple times. But the daily itinerary that ChatGPT suggested is things that I've never heard of and I've never explored. So it was like, oh my God, like I had no idea all this stuff was within 40 minutes, like waterfalls and castles and historic stuff. So it's pretty cool to have that opportunity to explore a bit more this time around.
Yeah.
Especially because we are renting our own car.
I think it's because you're used to experiencing Kalamata through your father's like direction and guidance. Like he's almost like the tour guide,
Yeah.
pretty much showing you the places to go. But it's not like he goes to every single spot.
Right. And all of what he's showing us is from his own personal experience and word of mouth. He's not tech savvy whatsoever. Like he would never like Google something to find something in the area. So it's just a whole different experience to kind of know what else is out there.
Yeah. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
It looked like you had a pretty solid itinerary plan for us.
There's still a lot more work to do, but I checked off all the big boxes. And one way I was able to save money was actually booking through our airplane points for one of our hotels. We got a 3-night stay covered by our points, which was nice.
Nice.
So if you guys are looking for travel credit cards to use to build your points to be able to book either flight, hotel, or even the car rental, then the two we use are TD Airplan Visa Infinite, I think it's called. And I put a lot of my business expenses on there. And then we also do the Scotiabank Amex card. And that's really good for either if you want to use it for cash back just to pay off your credit card balance, or gather up the points and use those points for something bigger.
Yeah. One of the many cards.
Yeah. And then the other thing, so just to tie fitness into this conversation, like let's talk about how we juggle enjoying our time on vacation, but also prioritizing like some sort of activity. And I wouldn't say we're strict with our diet at all, but I always pack protein powder to at least have like one protein shake a day.
Yeah, like when we went to the Philippines,
Yeah.
the first purchase I made the second I got there was at the supplement store, and I bought an entire tub of protein powder. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be getting my protein intake every single day to where it needs to be. The least I can do is at least get something and take care of myself.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just so easy to get, even if you had 1 to 2 shakes a day, it's like that's 60 grams of protein.
Yeah.
And that way you can go out and enjoy the foods you want to enjoy and not have to really worry about it.
Yeah, we're definitely not stressed about the way that we're eating, because on top of that, whenever we go on vacation, your activity level should be pretty high. We're also going to be in a very warm climate environment.
Yeah.
We're going to be constantly walking everywhere. And whenever we're doing that, we're actually going to be losing weight. I go on vacation sometimes and I'll lose weight because of how much we walk.
Yeah.
Even if I eat a lot of food, activity levels are just so high that it combats that.
Yeah.
So being aware of, how often you're going to be walking, it's a good idea to just track your steps and be like, okay, if today's average was 20,000 and then tomorrow's going to be a bigger exploration day, like you're probably going to be getting more than 20,000. So it's good.
Yeah.
And on some days that are more like low-key days, if you're getting like really low steps, let's say you only got 5,000 that day, well, if you have the time, just go out for a walk and enjoy outside,
Yeah.
On top of that, Ryan and I are really good at exploring gyms. So everywhere we've ever traveled, and I'm not kidding, like every single place we've ever traveled around the world, we've managed to go find a gym at least a couple times throughout the trip. We'll usually have to pay for a day pass, which is whatever. But when we went to like Ireland, we found gyms. When you went to Hawaii, we had the gym at the hotel.
Yeah, everywhere.
I'm trying to think of other places that you wouldn't think you'd find a gym, but we had, like, even when we went to Greece last time,
Yeah.
we went to like this super hot gym, like no AC. It was boiling in there, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because like that's something we like to explore.
Like you were saying, traveling with my dad, it's like, it's not like he's looking anything up. He didn't even know these gyms existed.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, there's one in Athens here. Like, let's check it out.
Yeah.
There's one in Kalamata. Like, there's gyms everywhere. You just kind of have to look for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing. I always hear people say that, oh, there's no gyms nearby. It's like, did you even look?
Yeah.
Right? If you didn't look, then of course there's those gyms. You're never going to find them.
And that usually ends up being like one of the highlights of our trip.
Yeah, I love training in different places in the world because you get to experience what it's like in different parts of the world and their gym culture and gym etiquette and all that.
Yeah.
Like an example was when we went to Ireland and we went to the gym. It was funny because everyone there looked the same. Every guy had the same haircut. Every guy had the same pair of Adidas track pants on, and then like really nice expensive shoes. Like it was copy paste everybody.
Yeah.
And then we stuck out like sore thumbs because I'm like the only Filipino guy in that gym. Definitely not dressed like them. Definitely different haircut.
Yeah. It's so interesting to see what the different trends are.
Yeah. But those are just ways to still stay on track.
Yeah.
Whenever you're traveling, some people just say, screw it, I'm just gonna figure it out when I get back and deal with the consequences. But instead, it's like you can still make good decisions when you're on vacation. Like you don't have to eat the crappiest versions of food every time you go out, right? Like,
and you don't have to eat out for every single meal.
Yeah.
So another thing is, let's say we are away for 3 weeks, we probably will be getting groceries at some point. And that's also to save money on like breakfast or lunch here and there. And then maybe go out to like one nice dinner.
Yeah. And an example of eating out is like, let's say you have a lunch and it's a big lunch. You don't have to eat until you're stuffed. Like you could easily just pack the food and bring it with you and have it as a snack later on in the day.
Yeah.
Right. And then that will avoid from you having another meal and another big meal. Right. So you can kind of space out your meals. People don't have to stuff themselves every single time they eat when they're on vacation.
Because then you're just going to end up feeling disgusting probably.
Yeah.
By the end of it.
Yeah.
And get back and just regret your choices.
Some of my most in shape and healthiest clients have even told me when they go on vacation, they're like, oh man, the food here is just like the choices are not great. And like they recognize that. And I appreciate that because I know that they know how to make the right decision. They'll eat it when they're there, but when they get back, I know that they're gonna be on track. We're not gonna be eating those same junky foods.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you're having burger and pizza every single meal when you're on vacation, don't be upset when you come back and you're significantly heavier.
Yeah, you kind of might have to balance it out a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, the biggest tip I would say, just make sure you're at least getting your steps in.
Steps in, yeah. And when you have an option to grab snacks from like a grocery store, go do that.
Yeah.
Get some like anything, literally like fruits, vegetables if you need to as your snacks.
Yeah.
Instead of
we love to travel with beef jerky. And what else? Rice cakes.
Yeah. A little travel hack that I think a lot of people don't know is you can bring your own food onto a plane.
Yeah.
Like my mother loves to pack food onto the plane. Like she'll open her bag mid-flight and it's just the entire menu that they're offering on the plane. And she'll be handing it out to each one of us. Like, who wants a sandwich? I pre-made these.
Yeah.
You know, they don't actually confiscate them when you're at the security. So
yeah,
you can easily just pack a meal for yourself. And then when I went to Texas, I actually tried to go through the U.S. Customs with a bag full of meal prepped food. And I remember the agent was like, what's in the bag? And I said, these are my meals for the entire day. Like it's all meal prepped. And she's like, what does it consist of? I'm like, chicken, rice, beef, you know, just basic stuff. And then she's like, do you have any fruits? And the only thing that she threw out was like my 2 bananas. So I was so happy that she didn't throw those out. But it's like, you can do those things.
It is nice. Yeah, it's just nice always having food on hand just in case.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing you want to do is be starving and you can't find a good place to eat. Or maybe it's like a really expensive place that you come across and you're just spending more money than you have to, really, if you're not prepared.
Yeah. You literally just have to make sure you put a little bit of effort into preparing beforehand. Like don't leave it till last minute. Like I spent that entire day before traveling making sure I had all my meals planned.
Yeah.
Because that's what it took for me to be successful, right? So same thing when you're traveling. It's like if you know that you're going to be in positions where you may not be able to access a lot of food throughout the day, like just prepare food beforehand.
Yeah.
Bring some snacks, granola bars, whatever you have to do.
Yeah. That way you're not relying on like just going to whatever's around you.
Yeah. Like you don't have to try and find the closest McDonald's because you haven't eaten all day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you could have prepared yourself better. And that's just, you know, the little kind of tips that you need when it comes to traveling. that help you reach your goals, right? At the end of the day, traveling is meant to be for relaxing, enjoying your time, spending time with family, being with the people you love.
Trying new foods that you don't get to eat.
Yeah,
Sure.
but the thing is, like, at the end of the day, there's still a goal that you have, and you keep that in mind at all times. It's not going to just disappear. You don't have to take away completely from your trip just because you have a weight loss goal that you have.
Yeah.
But like,
But you also don't want to ruin the results that you've worked so hard for in the few months leading up to your trip.
yeah, it's really easy to ruin your progress just by like having really bad back-to-back days. You know, if you had one bad day, have a better day the next day. It's easy. And follow that 80-20 rule, right?
Yeah.
Be strict 80% of the time, and then 20% is just your freedom, your ability to just have other options for things. So what else? What else we
That's it.
want to cover? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. This is a shorter episode, just like the last one, but
If
thank
you
you
guys
for
have any tips that maybe we didn't cover for while you're traveling, I'd love to hear them if you want to share with us. But yeah, I'm excited to go away and just explore and adventure.
try some new gyms again.
Yep.
Yep. Stay fit.
Yep.
We'll definitely be keeping you guys along. Probably not be dropping episodes, but you'll see little highlights here and there. The podcast episode after our Greece trip will definitely be a banger.
Yeah. And shout out to KJP, right?
Yep. This sign, if you guys didn't notice, this is a new sign that we have. It looks awesome.
This is my birthday present surprise.
Yeah.
From Dalton.
My client helped me out. He whipped us up. His company whipped us up. He was actually on vacation, and he just said, here's the people you need to talk to. They'll take care of you. And it was a really good time. So
yeah.
We'll put it in the description. Follow KJP. They'll be your number one wood distributors. No, but seriously, they make stuff like this, and it's awesome.
So describe it for people who are just listening. They can't see it.
It's pretty much a sign with...
It's like a big poster that says Money Body Goals, our exact logo in our colors.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they used a 3D printer maybe for each letter.
Yeah, I don't know how they made it,
but it looks amazing.
But they did a really great job.
Yeah.
And they did it in a very short amount of time. Like, this was a super last minute thing, and they produced really great results. And just the customer service was awesome. Like, I don't even know these people. The only person I know is my client.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did a really great job. So I'm very happy with what they did. So once again, shout out to KJP. And yeah, if you guys haven't done so yet, toss us a subscription.
And a like, thumbs up the video.
Yeah. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Thanks again.